What up, guys? It's your boy KRIS, and you already know what time it is, and we're here live. And now you can take a seat with what? J.
I said this baby, Mercy, excuse me, dance. I see the lady, she dip on the dance.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Take a Seat with G. I'm your host, Gael, and today we have a special guest, but this is the platform where artists and creatives take a seat with me and discuss everything and anything, literally everything and anything. But today, we will introduce our new guests. Today we have an Afrobeats artist in the house. You are literally, I don't want to say the first because the other one was a bit of a both, but I will say the official first Afrobeats artists in the studio. Hey, champion!
Yes.
We have KRIS hands in the house.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much for coming.
I love it here. It's nice.
I like that.
I love
it. Well, we're going to get right into it because KRIS just dropped a new album called Love Express. Yeah. It's available on all platforms. Make sure you guys get that. Yeah, it's a good album. We were there at the listening party. Okay, we got that exclusive listen. I feel like I say a lot of exclusive because we really be getting exclusive stuff in this, we are just blessed like that. So I just want to ask you first, when did you fall in love with music?
That's a good question to start with, eh? But to be honest, it's been there all my life. I've always loved music, I grew up like in a family where like they always play music, so I'm like got in tune with it, different kinds of music, but mostly gospel, but
all of us.
And then I got into that, and then that was it. I just loved it. I saw people making music, the ambition, the drive in their eyes, and I'm like, wow, this is special. And then when I found out that I could sing, when you've gone to school and then you sing and everybody's like, wow, your voice is, I'm like, hey, okay, let's go. So that's how I started.
Yeah.
So yeah, since then it's been forward.
All right. So how was it like letting your family and your close people know that this is what you want to pursue, music? Because I know us coming from an African background, you from Nigerian background. I wasn't telling your parents, Mom, I want to do music.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of back and forth. I tell you, it was a lot of back and forth, and I ain't gonna lie. At first, they didn't really understand it. They're like, okay, why are you doing, like, what is it? Like, what's the problem? Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything is cool. I love music. Like, that's what I like to do. Like, when I'm just even sitting alone, I just like to vibe, play some beats, try out some, vocals, see what I can do with the beats. So when I told them at first, they didn't really get it. So I just kept on doing it on the low, right? So you go to school, do whatever you need to do at your spare time. You just go do your music thing. So, but over time, after my university and everything, they started to see the difference. One thing is, when you're making music and they've never heard it before, they wouldn't really understand. So when they started seeing other people listening to it, they started seeing me perform at shows. They're like, okay, why not? Let's see what you got. And then they've been to some of my shows and they loved it.
Oh, that's good. I love that. So how did you know that Afrobeats was for you? Because, it doesn't matter. You grew up in an African household, you grew up in Africa, and then you decide to do, I want to do pop. But you said, okay, let me stick to Afrobeats. How did you know that this was for you?
Well, first off, it's just the sound of it, right? Like the way my kind of music is. So initially, when I started, everybody was trying to make love songs, right?
Yeah.
But I was in a group, so when we started making music at the time, they had like the likes of like Timaya, Two-Face, and P Square, those people, right? And at that time, it wasn't, nobody really saw it as Afrobeat the way we're seeing it now, right? Everybody just made music. So that was what we so that was what we got in tuned into. So because of that, we started, making our research. When I, started doing my own thing separately, I started making my research. So even at this point, it has even grown from just being called Afrobeats to Afrofusion, because now you can add like other genre of music into it. You can add like dancehall, you could add like a little bit of pop and stuff like that into it. So that's, for me, that's what I love. The sound, just that percussions that you can hear in the beat, the saxophones, the trumpets, the mix of everything just gives me that vibe. So, but nevertheless, at first when I started, it was more of love songs, like just, R&B, soul, trying to, but I feel like that helped, because then it helps train your vocal, so I started doing that and then transitioned into this. I still do, some love songs, but it has to be a bit of like the slow, just for example, with the slow wine on my album, something like that.
So you said that you were a part of a group. When did you start making music, and how did this group function? Because look at us, we see African groups and they see Breakup. Look at, what's it called? You just said their name, P Square. How many years they're just getting back together. So when did you start making music, and how did this group come about?
This was in like 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're there for like, I think from 2008, that's when we started, but we started making official music 2009, and then by like 2010 or 2011, because of school, everybody went to different universities, so we only would come back every once in a while, right? So over time, everybody's like, okay, let's just do our own thing, right? So I kept on pushing through, because the environment I was at the time, there were people who really, appreciated what I was doing, and they were, also supportive with the music. So they gave me those platforms, then I kept on pushing from there. So I can't really say much about the other people, because I don't know what's happening, but like I know they do music, they write too. I have one of them. He was at one of the videos that I did. He's an amazing songwriter, very good. No names to be mentioned, but
that's okay. Yeah. So you recently dropped Love Express. It's your second album. So
officially it's my first album.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one is like more like a mixtape.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more like a mixtape.
So how did this happen? Like, tell us the process of making Love Express, and we have to get into that, because I have a few more questions. But get into how you decided to make this album and how it went about.
Well, it just started like after Vibes and Chill. So I made the EP, and this was in 2020. So right after that, I think I was having a conversation with a friend, and then it was like, "Oh, this is amazing. Vibes and Chill is amazing. Would you be able to do something like this again?" And I'm like, "Why not? I will." So at that time, I was already recording one song, and some of the songs from Love Express, I had already done them. They were supposed to be on Vibes and Chill, but because of the mixing and everything, the delays, so they didn't make it onto that. And it's an EP, so you can only have a certain number of songs in there, so it's not so lengthy, right?
Okay.
So we started working on that immediately after that conversation. I went to the studio, I spoke to the producer. I'm like, okay, let's try something. It's been a few months, I've just been chilling. I have a couple of stuff that I've written, let's try. And then we made the first one. And then from the first one, I was hoping that it was going to be like an EP, right? Yeah. So maybe 3 songs, just put it out there, just to keep people vibing. 3 songs turned to 4 songs, 4 songs turned to 5. And here we are. Love Express.
Yes. Okay, I want to talk about your skits in this album. You got Josh Too Funny to narrate your skits. If you don't know who this man is a funny Nigerian comedian on Instagram. Y'all check him out. How did you? First of all, you Nigerian people have connects. I don't understand. How did you get him to narrate your album?
I mean,
skits.
I'll say thank God and for bringing amazing friends into my life, right? So I linked up with him through a friend. So we're just talking, and the friend was like, "Oh, I have this guy. He's an amazing producer. You should work with him." I was like, "Okay." I linked up with the guy. We made, I think, about 3 songs in the album, and then we were trying to, kind of wrap the album together, make sure like it has that vibe to it.
Yeah.
And then we're thinking of different things. We're thinking of like having friends come just make like skits, like talk. We're thinking of having like people sing, like choir sing. Just different ideas was coming up. And then one day I just thought about like, why not reach out to this guy and ask him if he can, make it work. And then he was like, yeah, he knows him, like they're pretty close, so he's going to talk to him. And then he talked to him, and the rest is
history.
It's history.
Wow. Nah, I was like, this is because I always wonder like how artists develop like skits and whatnot. Like, what do you think about, and how do you wrap it up? Like, okay, maybe I want skits. Maybe I want to, you're telling a story basically. So yeah, I was just like, this is cool. Like, how did you get? Exactly, you got him to do it.
That's the very important thing that is like you trying to even blend the whole 10 songs together and make it interesting in such a way that like if you're listening to this, it's transitioning into this and that, like that, like that. Yeah. So even we first of all made the arrangement of the songs even before we started doing the skit. So it was after the arrangement was done. It was like, I told him, okay, so this skit was supposed to be on a song. It was supposed to be on Beer.
Okay.
If you notice, after Beer played, the skit came.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be attached to that song. But we were like, okay, why not we expand it? Instead of it being attached, let's keep it on its own, right? Because it's pretty special, right?
Yeah.
And then that was how it came about. And then we were able to and we talked about it, like, it's about love. Speak your mind. Like, you have to let the artists be themselves, right? So this is what you do what you have to do, right? And he came back doing amazing things on that, and I'm like, I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
I can only thank
God.
And shout out to Josh Too Funny.
Yeah, shout out
Appreciate
to you, man. Love is I think it's it's one of those, it's a topic that is just it never leaves. True. How and why did you decide to make a love album? And then you dropped it on Valentine's Day week. Yeah. So that was even smart. So, but why did you decide to make a love album? Because literally people now, nobody really sings about love these days. Unless you're an R&B singer, and it's like R&B singers are heartbroken these days. So they're just talking about heartbreak. How did you why did you decide to make an album about love? And talk to us about that.
So for me, I feel like music is like a journey. I was telling someone sometimes, like, you can make any kind of music, depending on what inspires you and the environment that you're in, right? So for me, love has just been something that I've always experienced, right? Whether in relationship with friends, with a family. And I felt like it was a good time for me to make something that is quite memorable, you know? It's different. Like, most people, you would hear about different kind of things happening in music, but like, for you to come out and like say, okay, let me just do a whole love album, it's different. So I felt like, okay, let me try this. We started working on it. Initially, even when I started, it wasn't even supposed to be like a love album. Yeah. Right? So I made like a couple of tracks, and almost all of them were like love songs. And I'm like, okay, this is the way to go. So I started making more. So eventually, when we got to the 10th track, I sat back and then we did the arrangement. I listened. I'm like, okay, we're gonna name this Love Express.
Wow. Expressing love.
I'm telling you.
Hey! No, now I want to know who inspired you to make this album. Please, were you in love? Were you in love? Who is the girl?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily for I wouldn't say for somebody in quote, but it's for everybody, you know?
It's for somebody's. There's more than one.
No, don't put me on this spot. Yeah, but like the thing is, I feel like I just wanted something that my audience would relate to.
Okay.
Right? I wanted something that everybody can actually relate to. And if you look at my life too, you would be able to, you know, relate. People who know me personally will be like, okay, yeah, I see why he did this song. I see why he did that song, right? And if you don't know me personally, if you're listening to it, you just enjoy the good vibes.
Yeah.
You know, it relates to you. A lot of people go through so much emotions, but they can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But when you listen to songs like this, you can relate. That's just what I want. I just want that connection with my audience. You know, I've had a friend tell me like, bro, there's a particular song you produced. I don't want to, you know, mention names, but there was a song. I think this was from my last album, like my EP. I was like, bro, I could relate to it. Okay. And that's what I love to hear. That's what that connection. So I understand that I'm not just making music for people to just dance or for me to just enjoy. It's something you can relate to at every point. So the way the album is even set up, you can basically go from track 1 to track 10 and everything is relatable.
Yeah.
So if you're driving now, you could vibe to this song. If you're about to sleep, you could vibe to this type of song. Just, you know, different thing catches your attention. So yeah.
You mentioned Bia. I have a friend named Bia. Shout out to you, Bia. Yo, the beat was crazy. Yeah, shout out to you, Bia. Please explain to us, first of all, who produced this track and how did you come about, like, you know, this song? Like, what was the inspiration behind it and whatnot?
This song has a whole story. I think that song is like one of the oldest in the album, but it sounds new now because we had to recreate it. Oh. So I made this song, I think, towards the time I was making OE2. So I reached out to like a producer, but the beat at the time had been, you know, bought. So I couldn't access the beat at the time. So I had already written a whole stuff vibe to it. I'm like, oh my, what am I gonna do? So we kept it. So over time, I was like, okay, this is the time. And then I reached out to, shout out to Krishans8815, amazing guy.
Shout out to you.
Amazing guy. When I sent him the song, I was like, okay, we could do something to it. And then he took it and he turned it around.
Okay.
Turned it around.
Look at these producers, man. They're doing their thing.
Oh, they are. So shout out to krishans8815. Shout out to all the producers. Shout out to 4B. Those were the guys that were behind the Bia song. It means come. It means come.
Ha! In what? In
my language.
Yoruba?
No, Igbo.
Igbo. Oh, you're Igbo. Wow! That's crazy. Yeah, Bia, come. No, I like that. What's the story behind that one?
I was just in the studio one night and we're just chilling, you know. So we listened to this beat and it was like amazing. The only thing that could come to mind was Bia. So Bia.
Okay.
Adaku, Bia. So those are people, like girls' names.
Yeah.
Like Adaku, come.
Yeah.
Angelina, come, like that. You could put anybody's name if you want.
Clever.
Anybody.
Hey, Chris. This is very clever. No, now I'm gonna go listen to it again, and now I'm. Okay.
Listen to every word.
Yeah.
Every word. Hey. Now you know what it means, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and now my personal fave, slow wine.
I probably should do it. I should do some slow wine.
What was going through your head in the studio? How did this come about? The pen game? What?
It was. I think that was one of the songs that I had to be very late. I had, you know, for
a bit of sip.
Ooh, because you needed to be in the mood.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a very. This one is Valentine. Valentine. Hotel room, roses everywhere.
but yeah, I kind of like that fateful day was different. I was just coming back and I was chilling. I'm like, okay, let me try something. And then I started, you know, going through the beat, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. The most important thing to me with that song was the voice, because at that time I was trying to like create something dynamic, you know. So I had to literally sing. This one is not, you're not coming to add any extra to it. You had to like sing.
If you take it in, that's one of the songs in the album that's just you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to sing. I was like, when I finished recording it, because usually when I make a vibe, I always would like record myself and listen to it over and over if I need to make any changes. So I sent it over to my producer, shout out to 4B, and he was like, bro, come, let's finish this. And when I got there, it was a whole different vibe. And when I sent it to Caution for him to, you know, structure it, do everything to it, he produced that too. So it was amazing. It came back different. Like the way it was sounding, the saxophones, it was.
That's what got me too.
It's like an R&B type of vibe, but it's Afro,
because the when I heard the saxophone, I said, "Yep, there it is."
But you can pass anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted
to. Banger alert. So I want to know how you feel about the music industry here in Toronto compared to Nigeria or Africa. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here I feel like it's still coming for our kind of music, right? For AFROBEATS, I feel like there's still room for growth. You know, over there in Africa it's already been established because that's where its origin is from, right? But now it's like it's like a gospel, so we're pushing it to the world now, right? So it's touching everywhere. So it's definitely going to grow roots here very soon because everybody's vibing to it. Like I was in the car the other day listening to the radio, and I could hear a couple of African music.
That's
so
what's
I'm like,
me these days. Yo, Afrobeats used to only be played at Afrofest. If you were outside or at the club.
Yeah, even then at the club, you can only hear maybe one time.
Literally.
One time.
That's it. And that was that 1 year that Afrobeats blew up in the whole world.
Shout out to these guys. They're really doing amazing.
You know, and I'm like, what I want to know what happened. Why did finally DJs are starting to like be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna spin this track when Afrobeats has been it.
It's the wave now. You see, I think everything has its own time, right? It's just like, I guess maybe even before reggae music or any other type of music, you know, started becoming, people have to like gravitate to it, you know? So I feel like it's our time now for the music to be heard. So that's it. It's here to stay. It's here to stay.
It's not going nowhere.
It's here to stay, so.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I mean, the industry is quite cool. I love it. I mean, like I said, there's room for it to grow, right?
Yeah.
But I believe like we're the ones to make those changes. We're the ones to, you know, put it on the map because we're here. So let's do it. Let's make the changes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So basically, for this album, you worked with you work with different artists. Because I remember at the listening party, you were like, you know, shouting them out. You're like, yeah, this one is from this one is from that. And you work with them. Were you here, or did you have you were here and they were all over the place? How did that work out? And how did you know? Because you got to get into your own studio. They sent you to be over here. How did that work? Yeah.
I mean, it can only be God. That's all I can say because 2 years. This was 2 years.
Damn.
2 years work, right? Because the way music work is, especially if you're not at that point where like, okay, you have access to all this. So there are people who can just fly to Africa and do whatever they want to do and come back. But we were here, so you had to make it work one way or the other. So that's why.
In the middle of a pandemic.
I know. That's the sweetest part of it. That's because there was time for you to, you know, think about what you want to do, the kind of music you want to put out, and you have to be conscious. It's not just, you don't just make music now so you can put out music. You make music because you're conscious of what you're trying to do. So it was just, I feel like it was just a whole bunch of people coming together at this point. It wasn't just me. I can't just say, oh, I did it by myself. Yeah. This is like my friends. Shout out to Mr. Activated. He's always supported the whole time. Yeah. DJ Dami, Dolo the Gifted, you know, a couple of my friends, you know, even the ones that don't do music, you know, like guys from London all the way, you know. So everybody's just been, you know, supporting any way they can. So most times I could just be like, oh, I like to work with this artist, and you know, somehow someone might know them, and then you can reach out to them and get access to them. So yeah, so it wasn't that easy, because you know, you have to steady be on call.
Yeah.
Thanks to social media now, you can connect with anybody you want to connect with. So you always have to keep, you know, reaching out to them, trying to find out what they say. Even when they send you back their stuff, you have to stay connected. Because it's like, most of them I haven't seen them. But you have to create a relationship so that by the time you get to see them, you know, you have a solid relationship with them, and you can do more music and do more work. You know? So that's how it is.
Yeah. So we see a lot of artists nowadays. Because I'm laughing because recently one of these artists switched up their flows and tried something new, and it's just not working out. But that's a conversation for another day. So you are, I would say, I don't want to, you know, label you, but you work in, you do Afrobeats. Are we going to hear something else, a different genre? Are you gonna try to branch off and do rapping? Yo.
For rapping, no, don't
Okay.
worry.
You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna?
I mean, I could try, but the thing is, the fun part of this is, even before I got to this point, I had tried these things. So I've done gospel.
Praise the Lord.
I mean, you always have to, you know, reach out to where you started from. So I do that too, right?
Okay.
But I've tried like dance hall. Okay. So, but now you understand that, okay, this is your style. This is what, so whatever you're doing now, you're fusing it in. So I could do any kind of music. It's gonna sound different, but then it's still my style. Yeah. It's still, that's why there's that option where they say Afrofusion.
Okay.
So you can blend any kind of music into Afrobeats now. So that's how it is for me. Okay. So I mean, I don't know, I might try. I'm open to trying. Maybe you guys might like. You tell me now. You tell me how you feel.
Honestly, for the artist, of course, for the particular artist that has been doing this nonsense, the whole internet has been telling them it's time to go back to where you came from.
You're doing, I mean, it works for most people. Yeah. It doesn't work for most people. Sometimes, don't forget, it's not just music. Musicians are not just, not just them alone. They have like management, they have labels. So they could tell you something, go do this, you have to try this, you got to try it. It's for the paper, right?
But speaking of that, are you independent right now?
Yeah, right now,
okay.
Yes.
Do you plan on staying independent?
Well, yes, I love it, but I mean, it's a lot of work. So if I got good deal, of course, why not?
Please read your contracts. People, you artists are doing, and then you come and scream on the internet. And then you come and scream on the internet. Oh, they don't want to drop my track. Well, did you read your contract?
No, but the thing with me is, for me, I like to do what I feel like. Like this project took 2 years. If you were under like any pressure, it probably wouldn't have been the way it is, right? So that's the thing with deals. Just like you said, you have to read properly, and you guys have to come with like a proper agreement in terms. They need to know the artist that they're working with. It's not because you're good, you know, they just jump in. You have to make sure that the label or whoever you're having a contract with understands your kind of work, right? So that's it. If I'm in the position where, you know, they understand my work and they understand where we're going to, the vision, of course, we work. The thing is, for me, we're building a brand already. KRIS is a whole brand, right? Yeah. So, I mean, we've done it how many years to now? Almost 10 years up to this point. So, I mean, we're only going forward.
Not only going up. No, that's right. So, I want to know, because you said everything, all the songs on the album are your favorite songs, but I want you to tell me your personal favorites.
You're putting me on the spot, though. Hey! All right. Just like I would always say, all the songs are my favorite. But if I was to pick a song that I would listen to, like, for me, I could put a song on repeat.
Okay.
So I listen to music, like I would listen to it on repeat just to hear everything, like details of the song.
Yeah.
So to do that, I know for me, I would pick Runaway.
Okay.
Okay? Runaway, Bia, Slow Wine, Carolina, like that. And the list, and the list goes on. But I give you one first now.
Runaway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just because it has that cool vibe to it, right? So it has that, you can play it even at night when you want to go to bed or something. It just gives you that cool read. So that's it. But I mean, I love all the songs.
Okay.
This is just you now telling me to pick. So guys, I'm under pressure. That's why I picked too.
Well, my favorite songs in the album are like personal faves. There are.
I know one.
What?
I know one.
What is it?
I know.
Say it.
Slow Wine.
Come on. That's number one. Slow Wine. And then Bia Bia.
Yes.
Carolina.
Did you play for your friend that her name is Bia?
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
You should do that.
Oh,
That's my
You know, I never thought about that. No, but I'm gonna do that.
You should.
And no, Ada is a nice one, but Carolina, I like David Melly. He gives me Buju vibes.
Yeah, he's good.
Yo!
Y'all watch out for him.
Hey,
Y'all watch out for
Melly,
David Melly.
shout out to you.
He's amazing. He's a producer too.
Okay, you see? This is where everybody's just doing everything. I love it.
He produced 2 tracks there. Yeah, so Carolina, he made the beat. Find Your Love.
Yeah.
He made the beat. The guy's he's amazing.
Yeah.
Talented.
So he made the beats and he was on it. That's crazy. So what artist would you want to collaborate on your next project? Because now you are international. You can come and say everybody. Usually I would tell you to just pick Toronto artists, but you are already both the best of both worlds. So who would you want on your next project or what?
I want to work with almost everybody, but I mean not everybody, but like in terms of the Afrobeat scene now, people like Fireboy, people like Rema, Omale too. Okay. And especially because he's from PH too, so that connection, that vibe is gonna be there. So those are the people I'm looking at, and many more. Many more. Like if we're talking about like OG artists, Two Face, Asha, because she just recently dropped her album too. Weez was on the album, amazing album. So those are the people. But I mean, I love to work with everybody in the industry, as long as they got that flow that would blend to my craft. Yes, definitely. Okay. So I'm open to working with everybody.
We're manifesting it. It's gonna happen.
Yes. But Asha, that's the producer that I really want to work with next is Jules.
Jules, baby. Hey.
His vibe is like, it's different. It's different. The way he makes his beat, percussion, it's just
I get
different.
it. Yeah, Jules is good.
Yeah.
But now we have a game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, I be like bicycle.
Pressure!
This one they're shaking the game.
Champion! So this game is called Finish the Lyrics.
Finish it then.
Yeah. You're an artist, my friend. You have lyrics everywhere. If you can't finish the lyrics,
this one, I listen to Christian's music. Hopefully it's my song that is in there.
So you will take the word out of you will take the thing out. You're not going to look at it. I'm going to read it to you, and you're going to have to continue the lyrics. And I don't want you to just say it like, oh, no. You must sing it.
This one.
Sing it with your chest.
Can we drink? If you don't get it, you drink, Abi.
We will top you up. We will top you up. We got you.
Oh my days. You're about to put me on the spot.
Yes.
Say, so he doesn't even know songs.
See, this one. So you will pick, you don't even look at it. I'll read it and then I'll give it to you. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you could pick. I'll give it to me. Okay, you should know this one. Come on. Okay. It's Afrobeats. Okay. So me, I fit fight for your love, but I know fit beg for your love. I know fit beg for your love. No way.
Fireboy.
Sing it.
Me, I feel fight for your love. And I feel back for your love. Me, I feel fight for your love.
Baby, baby, sharing your love. I can treat you like a king. Hey.
Okay, I got that one. Small. But I shall know.
You have to say with your chest. Be confident.
I am.
You got this. Okay, next one.
Hey, this drinking. Oh, I didn't. Okay, this one.
No, it's okay. Okay. Come on. Love is sweeter when money enter. Love is sweeter. Oh my God, I'm scared.
Like it comes in and goes.
This is anybody's caption. Love. No, I can't even get it.
Love is sweet. Who sang this song? Voila, they like bicycle. It's the drink. Drink on the drink. Give me the name.
David O. Still doesn't know.
Is it Fire or Eve? Which one is that?
Love is sweeter when money enter. Love is sweeter.
Far away.
Now I am looking for the sister.
Okay, assurance. Chama, my lover. Okay, but you crop it too. I got it. You guys will crop this side. Chama, my lover.
You didn't get it. You lost. You lost.
I did?
I gave you the artist name. You're not supposed to know.
It's true.
You're not supposed to.
True.
You're supposed to give it to me.
Crop it.
No.
No, we'll settle later. Okay, there you go.
This one.
Guys, see you.
Okay, girl, you make me loco. You play me like lotto. All you want is my do. I even buy you moto. Oh no, I even wanted to sing it for you, but no. Think about it.
I don't know. When you read these things,
okay, you can read it now.
Okay,
so give it to you. Read it.
Okay.
Do you know? Nice.
I felt
You know it?
You know what? The thing is, with this, if it's being sang, like maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna sing it to you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'll give it away.
Yeah, give it away.
Girl, you make me loco. You play me like a lotto. All you want is my do. I even buy you moto.
If you want to, oh no. And then you got me loco.
Hey!
Ready that?
See oh no.
What's this guy
something different.
AG baby.
Come on! You got the name. So now
see, I told you when you sing it, then I remember.
That's the whole point of the game.
Oh man. Because if you're reading it, you don't like say they read letter, give me.
That's right.
Okay. There better be another game that I will win.
No, there's no other game.
Voila.
This is the last
I
one.
have to redeem myself some way.
Okay, this one you need to know. It's your own lyrics. I just want to feel your body. You got me hypnotized. I no go lie for you.
Slow wine for me. Let me make you slow wine for me. I got it. Did I get this one?
Of course, it's your own. If you didn't get it, I would even be confused.
Who sang that song again? Who sang it?
I don't know. What's his name?
That guy. That Superstar Crusade. Okay, so I have to finish this bucket.
We have two more.
Hey,
Two more.
voila.
You can say bucket. Don't kill me. Okay. Come on. Getting the beats. Okay. Hey, I have to help you these days.
Okay.
Hey, I don't speak Yoruba, okay? So don't laugh at me.
No wahala.
Hey.
You're about to make me song.
They
know my story. From all the studio. We have been all soon to work.
Finish! I should continue.
I should
Yeah.
And they pray for blessings. So you see,
You see?
I had to pitch it down so that I can't remember the lyrics.
Last one.
Weezy. Thank you, Whiskey. Take a hand. I didn't even have to open it.
No, I'm dead. Okay.
Weezy.
Oh, Okay, I'll sing it again for you. They say love is blind, but that they see ever arise. Oh, hey, hey.
Kiss Daniels. Davido?
Yeah.
It sounded like I told you. Davido.
Sing it. You know the song. This song is.
I don't try.
Yeah, he really lost the game. He really lost. But
Guys,
Chris.
when they read these things, it's like newspaper. Sing it. Sing it and then I'll know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I drank for it.
He tried, child.
I did. I tried.
Do you have anything to plug?
Guys, this is the show to be. See this couch? Amazing. All right. You need to be here so that you come and sing.
Yeah.
So you come and do lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be here. But thank you so much.
No problem. And last but not least, we have one thing that we do at the end of all of our shows is where we ask artists to update our playlist. We have a playlist that's updated every week. Okay. You can get it on Apple Music and Spotify. The link is in the bio, the descriptions, everywhere. So it could be your songs. It could be anybody else's song that you've been feeling right now. But update our playlist. What songs do you think is worthy of being on our playlist?
The whole album, Krishan. Just kidding.
2 songs. You got 2 songs.
Okay.
If you want to put 2 songs of your album, let us know what the 2 songs would be.
So I'll definitely,
Runaway.
Yeah.
Come.
I'll say Odo.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been listening to that this week too.
Okay.
Just catching up and trying to feel the vibe. So those are the 2. Can I add one more?
Yeah.
Not for my album.
Okay.
Check out Asher, the IDG. That's amazing too.
Okay.
And there are more.
Okay. So you have it there?
There's Glowing too from Zayn.
This guy's just gonna fill up a playlist. He's filling up a playlist.
Should I continue, guys?
It's okay. Keep it for next week. So there you have it. Our playlists have been updated. Yeah. Chris has taken a seat with G. We will catch you in the next episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please stay locked in. Subscribe to this channel.
Still we're matching.
Coordination. Subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Chris on every platform. Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
Yes, no. I am Chris Harris.
We will have it down there. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. Follow you on TikTok.
Yeah. Because
we're just out here creating content.
That's it. We're out here.
And that's all.
Yeah.
You have taken a seat with G. Thanks for tuning in.
G.
Bye.